I am your moderator.
Yeah, but there's a thing, because he's back.
Who's back?
Bill. I'm back.
Yeah, but I've been doing the...
I know. We all know.
Yeah, but for the past couple of weeks,
It's okay. I'm here. I got this.
So I'm not...
No. I'm back. We're good. I got it. You did great in my absence. I appreciate it. But I do the opening. I don't do a lot of
How
things
about
well,
this one? Everybody, welcome to Magic Through Wrestling. Was that good?
That was pretty terrible. Let's not have. We're just not gonna have an opening. We're not gonna have an opening this week.
We might have a closing.
We may have a closing. Everybody closing the app after their ear just exploded from that.
Jimmy, welcome back.
Buddy. It is such a great time to be back. I am back. I missed you guys. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a long 2 weeks, but it's been a crazy 2 weeks in my life. I got quarantined for a couple of days.
What do you call it, Bill? You came up with the new phrase.
Cuernavaca.
Cuernavaca.
I want to see your passport.
The Cuernavaca.
We were in Mexico.
I was in Thailand, actually.
We were in
on a cruise ship?
We're going to finish this Thailand thing.
Oh, yeah, we're going to find this Thailand. No, so I'll tell you guys what happened. So first of all, it's been 2 weeks. Missed 2 episodes.
Has it only been 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks.
But you heard the openings while you were gone?
I tried.
That was by James Lipton.
I've tried to put them in the back of my mind.
Inside the ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. We're gonna work on it. You're good at a lot of things.
That's not one of them.
That is not one of them.
So I'm not. So I'm clear going forward.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the opening anymore.
Never again.
I thought it was pretty good.
There's 3 of us in the room, and audio Jesse. I need a vote right now. All in favor of me never doing the opening again, say aye.
Aye.
Whoa.
Jesse, do you have an aye or a nay or a yay or?
No, I know
you give it a thumbs up or thumbs down.
I was for it. I like it.
Okay, so 2-2. So tune in next week because I can still do the damn open.
You are not going to do the opening.
I put another bug in your coffee.
So we have another friendly audio tech tonight. Audio Jesse's here to help us out.
What's up?
And he totally didn't go with what he should have done. He should have said no.
No, he gave the thumbs up.
But you should give him the thumbs down.
No, so now next week, Bill could open the show.
Bill
Moving
could
on.
open the show.
Good. Oh, we're so happy you're back, Jimmy. Moving on. If that cat jumps on me because he's flashing a beam on my head, I will kill that cat.
Jimmy put a little laser pointer on Bill's back with a cat, and the cat came right above it.
Yeah, for all of you who aren't in the mansion, the cat stands 4 foot tall and probably weighs $150.
Yeah, it's such a big fat cat.
Oh, that's great.
So Jimmy, tell us what has been going on.
So let me tell you. So first of all, 2 weeks ago, I was teaching a class, and the class just went over at night. It was terrible. I mean, it was a great class. It was a lot of fun, but it was just terrible. I couldn't be here. I wanted to be here.
Weren't you also sick, though?
I was. So
yeah, we don't care about what you do.
Right.
We care about your illness.
My illness, my Cuernavaca.
Cuernavaca.
So I have really atypical and really bad asthma, and I've had it for the last about 10 years. So last Tuesday, I started having a little bad asthma attack while I was at work. So normally I manage it pretty well at home by myself. I take my albuterol, but I'm running out. So Wednesday morning, I went to the doctor and I said, hey, I had a bad asthma attack. I'm running low on albuterol. I need a refill on my prescription. And they said, okay, well, listen, we're going to do that. That's not a problem. We'll listen to your lungs. We'll do an x-ray, make sure you don't have anything bad.
That's it.
But we want to test you for strep throat and the flu just to be on the safe side. And I'm like, listen, doc, I appreciate it. I don't have a medical degree. But I have WebMD.
No.
And I don't have the flu. I have the asthma.
But based off WebMD, I might be dying as well.
I was pre-dead based off WebMD.
No, this is where you went wrong.
Okay, what?
You're out of albuterol.
Albuterol.
Then you go in and get that. You don't go to a doctor to get it because then they're going to talk to you about what's wrong with you.
Well, I had to get a prescription. I get a refill prescription.
But you don't have a
Bill knows the guy.
conversation.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Bill knows the
You
guy.
go and say, I need the albuterol. I can't breathe. That's all. Well, let's take it. I'm not here for appendicitis. I'm not here for you to check my pulse. I'm not here to see if I have blood pressure. Get me the clenbuterol. and let's move on.
Yeah. Well, I made the mistake of
Clenbuterol for all those
Yeah,
steroid
Clenbuterol.
fees.
So they said, we're going to test you for the flu. So they got to put the thing down, back in your nose, which was terrible.
Oh yeah, they
Right?
swivel it around.
Oh, that
your
was.
nose.
I wanted to punch the poor lady in the nose. or
Did
in the
your
face.
eyes start watering?
Oh, it was
really
terrible.
Bad?
But so they do it. They came back like 15 minutes later, like, hey, here's your prescription. By the way, you have the flu.
You know why you have the flu? Because she put it on the cotton ball and stuck it down the back of your thing.
Probably.
And swerved
Let
it
me
around
tell
the
you,
But so
epidermis.
here's the weird thing, right? 35 years old. I've had the flu before. Right? We've all been sick. Normally, when I get the flu, I get a fever, chills, nausea, right, body aches, all the typical
Yeah, those are typical
sick symptoms. Not one of those. Not one. No fever, no chills, no body aches, nothing. The only thing that happened is I couldn't breathe to save my life. I had asthma attacks every day. I was sucking on my breathing machine every day,
Wow.
doing multiple treatments a day. I was done. Other than that, I felt fine.
You sound a little
I'm-
nasally.
I'm still a little congested. I'm not 100%. I'd say I'm about 80%. I'm on the upswing. I'm coming
You're
back.
here.
I'm here.
I'm
I'm still coughing a little bit.
I'm troubled with the fact that you
Oh, Bill.
used the word nausea.
Why are you
What
troubled?
grown man uses the word nausea?
Person who's nauseated?
Because you're one of them Google guys. You Googled it.
I do.
I feel nauseous.
I did.
No.
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 Bill goes in. He says, "Listen, lady, I'm gonna yak. Give me a bucket, and
Lady,
a pill,
if
and
you
I'm-"
would have seen what I just threw up, you'd give me the medicine and stop asking me questions.
And, and even though we're in Orlando, Florida,
And
I
she
might
goes,
have-
sir, this is PetSmart. I don't care. You give me something right
And
now.
Bill goes, even though we're in Orlando, I might have acute hypothermia in my left toe.
That's
so-
right.
Right. That's
Ooh,
so. Yes.
I've had hypothermia.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Was it from playing in the snow in Ohio?
In Iceland.
In Iceland.
Yeah.
Did
Jumping off a
any of your
waterfall.
extremities turn black, like your
Whoa,
toe?
whoa. PG show, brother. PG, brother.
You're such a goon. That's not what I meant.
Whoa.
I have missed this. Oh, this is.
First we used nausea, now we're talking about extremities.
Oh, you just wait. I know what's coming, and you just wait.
How do you think Bill's amazing daughter Casey felt?
Casey still hasn't talked to me.
I was just gonna say that.
We should phone Casey live on the show.
On the way home,
Next week we're gonna Discord her.
on the way home from here from the mansion, we drove home, and I said, "Man, that was a lot of fun." And I'm driving, so I'm not looking over, but it's like silent. And I thought maybe she's on her phone for a minute, so I wait till I turn the corner. Bear, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming. It's silent. We get up to 50, and we're gonna go make the turn on the thing and go to
At that point, you're like 10 minutes
Come on.
out.
Jeez, Case, I had a good time. What do you think? If you ever ask me to do that again, it'll be the last time we speak. Surely, I think she's kidding.
Well, let's
But
find
you
out.
haven't talked to her in a week to find out.
Here we are again, and we haven't spoken. So.
I mean, I'm here now, so we're good.
I
But
tell you
Casey,
what.
Casey, thank you for filling
Yeah,
in. You did a
thank you,
great
Casey.
No,
job
she had a lot of fun.
I'll tell you, I got a lot of feedback. The show got a lot of feedback with
from
her.
the cats.
The cats and the people loved her. They thought she was better
She's
than us.
yes, because she's. I tell you, she's like the moral compass. Like
Yeah.
But that's the problem. That's conversations we have in the house, and she sits there, she says her piece, and she moves on.
Yeah, she's normal.
She did great.
We are not normal,
We're
but
not.
she did great. I mean, we're sitting here in the mansion, surrounded by a 150-pound cat, a life-size version of John Cena. We got audio Jesse, right? Bill's now looking at John Cena.
No, because 1 week he has the belt, 1 week he doesn't.
The cats knock it off. They attacked the life-size cardboard cutout of John Cena that I have.
I'm so.
They fight each other and then they fight.
I want a
the
life-size cardboard cutout of Bill.
I would love
I
that.
can make that happen.
Can you?
I would really.
Except
love
it has to be held up with PVC pipe because it's a lot of
that.
cardboard.
What if you know how I like to decorate for my like little pay-per-view parties because I'm getting-
Okay, I'm out.
What if we just had you come and stand in my
I
corner
swear-
instead of the?
I will walk down to the east wing of this mansion right now and grab your wife by the earlobes and ask her why you have little cutout parties and pay-per-view parties. Because, dude, you're walking a thin line with some of these conversations. You better be a movie genius this week because I've had enough of cutout. Listen,
Tell him. Who's
I
John
can't be
Cena
part.
that actually is?
I can't have audio Jesse be part of this.
This is his first week.
And this is going to be his last. And he's not going to talk to us when he sees us again in public.
Do you know
And
how
it's going to be him and Casey, and I'm going to be over in the corner by myself.
It was so funny because I was talking to Audio Vaughn last night, and they said, "Hey, we have a show last night." But it was so weird because he goes, "I'm going to be in New York tomorrow." Now New York to Orlando is not close, and I'm giving out his private info, and I know he hates it, but I'm still going to do it because this is funny. He goes, "I'm going to be in Orlando. I'm going to be in New York tomorrow, but I'll be back Thursday." And after I got a phone with him, it registered. Wait, he's going to New York for one day. He's like leaving the same day, and
Right.
I didn't get it. So we got
I used
Audio
to do that. I
Jesse.
used to do that all the time.
Hey,
Yeah, but you were on TV that night.
Oh, maybe he's on TV.
Wouldn't it be funny if he comes out and just...
What if he comes out with a
somebody?
national podcast and is burying us right now? We don't even know. Love
Audio
you,
Vaughn,
love
I
you,
always
love you,
liked
Audio Vaughn.
Yeah, we love you, buddy.
You're always my favorite.
That was the least convincing thing I've heard.
Because I'm not a love everybody guy.
So,
Okay.
Can we
there's something I want to
can we
bring up.
move on here?
There's
Yes.
something I want to bring up because I have a really cool segment idea that I want to throw at you, and I was going to throw it to you off the air, Bill,
Oh God, he's gonna do this on the air.
but I'm going to do it on the air because if you shut it down, I think it would be equally as funny as if entertaining if you say you like the idea.
All right.
Are you ready for this?
Is this a for real thing?
It's for real.
Is it the one you texted me about?
Yeah. Do you like that idea?
I responded to you.
Yeah, you like
Do you
it.
see the problem here? I'm going to
enhanced
talk
it.
to you because here's the problem. I deal with the Pulley brothers. This is Howie and this is Dickie. Howie and Dickie talk to themselves 7 days a week. They come up with all these things.
they leave
I
you
get
out.
here and then they go, "We got this idea, Bill. Tell me what you think."
Now that we're on the air.
And it's always live. And then I come off like this bad guy when I go,
Are you
but
ready
they
for
get
this?
humor out of it.
Oh, we do. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so do you see how I have the network up on my 500-inch TV here?
Yeah.
So my idea was we do a segment like either every week or every other week, where like we either pull up an old match years or like something popular that happened too, like the Montreal Screwdriver.
Okay,
right?
wait a
We
minute.
watched-
Wait a minute. Stop
Okay.
right there. You're going to pull up a match of mine or something popular that happened.
I-
So
I-
that's
I
just a
tried-
shot right
Yeah,
there.
Right to the nuts.
I
Bill.
tried
How
to
about that?
I tried to punctuate
You
it
just
better.
kicked me dead in the nuts.
Yeah, something popular.
As soon
Hey,
as I
Bill.
said it,
Hey, Bill, we can pull up one of your matches, or let's do this. Let's pull up something popular that people know.
I tried to punctuate it.
I had a
better.
30-year career on TV, and you just shot me right in the
I
face.
did not mean that. You know that. You know I'm the biggest fan of yours.
Okay, moving on.
So the
I love
idea
this
was-
segment so far.
We bring up, so like, because there's a couple wrestling podcasts where I do watch-alongs and stuff, but that's like the whole 2 hours, right? So my thought was, we'll get a poll from the fans, and maybe they want to watch, like here, you watch a promo, a match of yours, a match of somebody else's, something that happened, like something we could watch, like it wouldn't take up a whole show because this isn't a wrestling podcast, but like a match, like a promo, like something happened, and then watch it with you live so they can bring it up if they want, and hear your like straight up critique as it's going, or not even critique, like your commentary, and then we talk about it. What do you think?
I'm
Like,
gonna let
remember
you
that-
handle it.
like,
I'm
remember
gonna
that-
let you do it.
Remember that match you had with who was it? Was it Macho Man? And then the lights went black, but they went out for like
Yeah, Buffalo.
2 minutes.
Buffalo, New York.
Like, and then you gave me the backstory on why it was dark for so long. And
I don't know why it was dark for so long. I just know they were hitting the ring. We had to stop them.
But you had some really cool insight on that. And I'm like, that's cool because that's not like overly giving away anything crazy in the business, but that was like a fun tidbit to learn.
Okay, so I'll
Stuff
say
like that.
this.
Okay.
If we can keep it, no matter what, to a 5 to 8 minute segment.
That's all I'm thinking too. Like
The
under 10
minute
minutes.
it hits 7:59, you could be mid-sentence.
What are you,
Moving on.
Cinderella? You gonna
Listen. Yeah, because there's only so much wrestling. What everybody listening doesn't understand is we've now been in this mansion for an hour and a half
Oh, you
talking
just-
wrestling and everything else. So by the time we want to talk about wrestling, it's over with.
I have an idea for the first segment we should talk about. How about we talk about Monday Night Raw?
Oh.
You want to go through? He said 7 minutes and 59 seconds. You want to go through 3 hours?
No. I want.
Let's just go through the magic part of Monday Night Raw. I've been thinking about this. It's magic.
Okay.
They gave away the magic. They gave away the Shania Blazer, Shania Twain, the Rhea Blazer, the new girl.
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler.
The second coming of Ronda Rousey.
Here she comes, and she's made a name for herself. I think she's made a great name for herself.
A legitimate badass.
Then they come into this thing, and again, I'm a big fan of critiquing and not criticizing. But I thought about it right away when it happened. Here's the magic. How are they going to explain this? Because she comes out from biting,
Mike Tyson.
not biting like I'm going to nibble on your ear. Mike Tyson nibbled on his ear and took a piece off. He nibbled and grinded his teeth. Shania, Shayna bit so hard that from her nose to her chin to her cheeks was covered in blood. Here's the magic. Becky Lynch is walking around like someone took a wooden ruler in Catholic school and clipped her on the back of the neck. Becky Lynch comes back to the show. I'm going to get you, I'm the man, all these things again. And we don't see Shayna
At all.
And no one's talking about it. And to me, we just stole, well, not we because I didn't write it. As a fan, I'm saying, where are you going to take me now? Because one, what just happened was unbelievable. Entertainment or not, a magician's job is to take reality away for a minute and make me think something else is happening.
Correct.
Okay? A wrestler's job is the same, whether you're an entertainer or not. A movie producer, an actor, a movie star, their job is to suspend reality and take you on a ride.
Of course.
This chick just bit another chick in the back of the neck. The other chick said, piss off. The other one looks like who just won the Oscar, the Joker.
Yep.
We don't see from her again. The other one steals an ambulance. Took a little bit to turn the key. Pushes referees. Everybody's afraid of this. She's the one who got bit. And everybody's running from her.
Right.
And then she comes back at the end. I'm the vampire slayer. Gangrel is somewhere in South Florida going, well, that's not going to work. So, to me, the magic's gone. That was the biggest, no matter what, I don't remember anything else that happened on Monday night.
I don't either.
No.
But whenever she came up and her mouth was all bloody, even the physical act of like her being back there was so awkward anyway. And then her coming up bloody, I just thought, like, as from a fan perspective, like, you know,
What's going on?
They could do something legitimate. Like, I legitimately believe these two are badasses, and you did that.
Yeah, I know.
The
I agree.
cartoony thing, like
That
God.
was. I don't know who's responsible for it. I don't know what they're going to do. It was, I think, a terrible idea. I think I was happy to see the feud, and now I don't want to see the feud. You know what I want to see?
But there wasn't a feud.
Well, it's building. It's building to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's what I want to see now. Here's what I'm invested in: Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair.
That turned the tide too for me.
That was
So
You're going to sacrifice
Becky and Shayna.
You're telling me that's what you think is happening?
What, Charlotte and
Or
Rhea?
that's what you hope is happening?
No,
Charlotte and Rhea?
Well, for the other title.
So you're telling me they did that to make that one so bad that now
No.
It's a byproduct.
What I'm
Because
saying
now
is
that's not what I'm most
right.
interested in.
Why am I interested in this anymore? I'd rather see if you got two good matches or two slated. Man, that's going to be a good match. This is going to be a good match. There's potential for it. Okay, and this one that segment just went to shit.
So that's not a good match.
No, it may still be a good match, but I'm no longer as a fan. I'm invested.
Where are you going from that? As a wrestler, why am I going to tune in next week to see those two girls lock up in the middle of the ring and have a fight? You bit me in the back of the neck.
Yeah, and she just walked it off.
You took 6 pints of my blood with you. I sold it. Now I'm going to watch you lock up and put me in an armbar and make me tap?
Yeah.
We see you getting stitches.
Yeah, nothing.
I'll be interested to see if they at least play it off, have
And for the record, you're not going to see Rhea Ripley because Bianca Belair stole that segment with Charlotte, by the way, just for happenstance, just to be the other side of the coin.
Well, you know what? No, regardless, I think that right now, we have NXT Portland on Sunday, and I think Rhea retains. I think that's where what we're going to.
Get back to the magic.
Yeah, okay. So
they screwed it.
You know what, magic? Here's some magic. Let's talk about magic. Right? The rumor mills are swirling. And if this happens, what magic it will be in Tampa on April 5th. The rumor mills are
the gimmick battle royal and the return
Featuring Bill.
of the Laughing Man.
Oh, I got to tell you a story.
No, go ahead.
I
Don't
would know.
see. This is what happens. We get sidetracked.
So okay, I'm gonna get sidetracked. So you ready for this? I'm teaching at the academy yesterday, and we play Kahoot, right? So it's an online game. A question was on a board. They take their phone and they have to answer from their phone, right? It's like a Jeopardy type of deal. But you could put a screen name in. So you know what screen name somebody put in there?
Who Mars?
Hugh Rection.
First of all, it's General Richard.
General Hugh Rection.
General Hugh G.
Yeah, I think the G was in there. I'm like, who put Hugh G Rection on there?
And they got away with it.
They got away with it
because
it was an actual name.
Wow.
I know, it was great. They spelled it wrong. It was
Yes.
H-U-E though instead of H.
First of all, this wrestling segment sucks.
Okay, so anyway, going back to wrestling.
Oh,
Okay,
This wrestling segment sucks. Go
back to wrestling.
okay. Moving back to wrestling.
here's what if this magic can happen, and I don't care.
Okay, you're building this up too much because if you say something stupid, I'm gonna crap all over
Yeah.
you.
I know. Okay, here's what I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about it not being good, but if the rumors are true and Sting has
And
been
The
cleared, we finally
Are you?
may be able to actually see Sting and The Undertaker. But here's my fear, before you crap all over it, here's my fear. It's not going to live up to everybody's expectations.
It couldn't.
Is
No
your
matter what,
duck
I don't
twisted?
think. I don't think.
Is you what?
You know what? 20 years ago, I would have loved it, and now it's like I almost hope it doesn't happen because their legacies are all like becoming so much more tainted. Bill, you take over from here. Ladies and gentlemen,
Bill's stuck with
he's verklempt.
I have had the honor of working with those two on many occasions, and I do not want to see them at WrestleMania. I'd love to see them come in, make an appearance, do the thing, but can we do the movie segment? This wrestling segment blows.
I would love to do the movie segment now.
Why? I don't understand because nobody's the same people, not you,
Right.
but the same people who are looking forward to seeing, I want to see Sting and Taker, are the people that are going to be sitting by the keyboards, these loser keyboard cowboys, and they're going to tear it apart. And that's what's going to kill this business.
Yeah, I do not.
The business that I spent 30 years in is controlled by a fruit booty sitting in Toledo, Ohio, 16 years old, who's never eaten anything but Pepperidge Farm cookies.
With one Twitter follower.
With chocolate milk. And he gets 16 accounts and he buries legends. And those legends then have to deal with the repercussions and the fallout from it.
It shouldn't. It's a terrible thing, and it shouldn't be that way. Because you know what? I'll tell you what I want. It's just something I've always wanted, right? I want to hear the crow, right? I want to hear the music. I want to hear the gong, and I want it to be at WrestleMania. But you're right, Maury. I want to be 20 years ago.
But we missed it.
But we did miss.
We missed the window.
You know, we could have had it. Right?
I would love for them to have a segment, not a match.
See, you know what though? Here's my thing: is I think if you have the segment,
you gotta have.
You have to have the match, and I think it's too much to build up. You're right, unless right. You know, I don't know, but you induct Taker into the Hall of Fame, and then Sting does. I don't know.
At the very least, you have a segment. See how the segment's received. See how everybody feels after it. Because listen, they know better than anybody. They being
Sting and
Taker and Sting, and then Vince and Hunter and the powers that be. They'll be able to gauge it after a segment to see if there is a match worthy of it.
I just hope it doesn't get. Remember, like
I just hate
Goldberg.
this. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but you know what?
The people just
Sting,
trashed it. And I thought that's.
yeah, but you know what? I think Sting. Sting is not Goldberg, right? And I think the Undertaker, when he came back, you know, Team with Roman Reigns, he looked good. I was impressed. I think he can.
And what happened when he was done? He got another hip replacement.
Yeah.
He looks good to everybody in front, but nobody's dealing with what he's dealing with.
Do you want to see Hogan? Come back in Tampa?
No, I do not.
Right. So I'd rather see Sting and Taker.
It's 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
You know. But I'm excited. I'm excited for Mania. I think we're building up well. You know, John Cena is supposed to be there. He's coming back on the 28th to SmackDown. I don't know what You know, where they're going to go with him. You know,
No idea.
I'd like to see Cena and a young guy. I'd like to see Cena and
Murphy?
maybe
That'd be good.
Adam Cole. You know,
Bill, I have a question for you. I have a
Yeah.
question for both you guys since we're on the wrestling topic. How do you guys feel about WWE cutting names like Buddy Murphy now is Murphy?
Do you
Like,
know?
why
Do
did
you
they
know
do that?
how hard the process is? Let me get you behind the scenes on names and legally clearing names.
Thank you, because this is a hot topic right now.
And we sit there and everybody goes, "Well, who the hell comes up with this?" And I've been on the internet many a time being blamed for someone's name, and then talent saying, "Well, DeMott named me this." First of all, DeMott names no one. They have to submit names. They get 20 submissions, 20 options of what they'd like their name to be.
Wow.
They submit them. Which ones get cleared, which ones are usable because of all kinds of other things that go on in the world other than wrestling. And then the office comes up and goes, "Well, we don't like that one. We can do something with this one." And then there's a compromise till you come down with something. That's how they get their name.
How early do they start
So
submitting names?
right away, as soon as you kind of have a feel for who they are.
Okay.
So you go through that whole process, and then you get there, and they go through their whole first half of their career with now NXT or whatever, and then you go up there, and now you're Murphy
Instead of Buddy Murphy.
instead of Bernie Murphy. Now you're Rusev instead of Alexander Rusev, and then you're
Cesaro.
it's all these things, So if Adam Cole ever goes up there, he's going to be Adam.
yeah.
But it just drives me crazy. Why just cut off a name? Like, why cut off?
Bo Dallas, he's Bo.
You believe?
It could be.
Yeah, but here's what I don't get, right? Is when they go up there and they keep the name for a little bit and then they change it midway through. Like
That's the
Mustafa Ali, right? He was Mustafa Ali. Then he became Ali. Now he's back to Mustafa Ali. Like what are you doing?
Yeah, but you forgot about that already.
I didn't forget about that.
Yeah, wrestling
That's why we're talking about it.
Wrestling rules. What happens on Monday, you forget by next Monday. We're gonna forget about the bloody face and all that stuff, and we're gonna move on. I'm becoming very jaded about these wrestling conversations.
You know what we should do?
I'm frustrated.
I am anxious. I'm anxious for the movie segment.
Okay, and here's the thing. Let me just say something real quick.
Oh,
So last episode that you weren't here, I had claimed that I'm going to unveil what I think is the greatest movie of all time, and you actually have it
Of all,
on your person.
I took it out of my person.
So, Bill.
wait a minute.
Okay.
Is this one of the things you guys have talked about this already?
No, he stumbled in on it.
I asked, "What the hell is this?" And he told me what it was, and I said,
Okay,
"Oh, I got."
just give it to me straight. Don't.
Okay, I'm gonna
Give me an actor.
unveil it. Oh no, there's no actor to give. So this movie, I don't even know the date, right? But
There's no actor to give.
Oh
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. So this movie is absolutely magical in every way, and it is called Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. So let me give you a little bit. Everybody, if you're at home right now, just Google Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. It's the most magical, mystical, spellbinding movie of all time. And basically, what it is Santa Claus gets stuck on a beach. His sleigh gets stuck on a beach. So an ice cream bunny in a fire truck comes to save him, and there's like 30 kids on this fire truck. And they like almost die. There's all these child labor laws. The best part was after they started making the movie, they realized they had no money left from the intro of Santa just being stuck on the beach. So they found another movie that they bought the rights to for like 50 cents, basically. It's about like Tinkerbells, and then they just put it in to make up the movie since they got it for free. And that's basically the movie. What do you think, Bill? Do you think it's candidate for top movie all time?
Bill, when he told me this, I've been waiting and sitting on this to see your reaction.
That's why I'm sitting farther this time.
I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice.
That was it.
Would you ever watch that with me?
I would pay to see Bill watch it.
I feel like slapping you right in the mouth.
Can you do it? Please, do it. Do it.
I'm giving my 2 weeks. Where's the boss? You have my 2 weeks notice. I will fulfill February, and then I'm gonna go.
When you leave, will you take the movie out
This
with you?
is absolutely the worst thing that has ever happened. If this was on YouTube, we would have 1 million views because I'd be karate chopping you in the larynx.
We
right
can do
now.
it in the letter. We can put it on YouTube.
I absolutely, I hate your guts. I will fly to Pittsburgh and punch your father right in the mouth. And then I will meet all your relatives up and down the East Coast till I come back to Florida, which I hope you're still in the same seat. And then I will punch you in the mouth.
This is great. If you're at home listening to
This is
life.
absolutely the worst thing. And then you have the colossal gall to pull out the DVD like it's a real freaking thing. I've been waiting a week for the best movie of all time because this is what you do. And you got some buck-toothed redneck sociopath, half a sissy on the Listen,
Don't talk about Jimmy that
this
way.
is my 2-week notice. What else are we
Look
talking
at the
about?
review.
Get away from me, you.
Yeah, we
Read the
somebody
back.
read the
I'll
review
read
out
it.
loud.
What a story. This was an original studio tagline for Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. You'll have to ignore it, of course. Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny barely contains a story, let alone a coherent thought.
And then
That's on the DVD.
And then you bring in Audio Jesse. So his first experience with magic through wrestling is this shanana.
He's actually putting in his resignation on the computer right now while he's running the audio.
Right now I'm questioning my faith. I'm questioning a lot of decisions that I've made in my life.
Did you
And
ever
if
think
I
you'd
could
be here?
lose the directions to this house, if I could wipe it out of my head by the time, there's no amount of espresso that will ever get me back here after that. That was the biggest disappointment.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. So actually, that's not what I was
I don't care,
prepared to talk about today.
but doesn't matter.
That is an amazing movie in its own right. Okay, so the movie that I really,
He's on his phone because he knows he's not reaping anything from this, so he's just being quiet. The guy takes 2 weeks off, comes here with a booger, and it's all good. I can take it out of the intro.
Yeah.
You bring in the worst movie ever, and then in between, you want to see Adam Cole wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania. This show, episode whatever this is, sucks.
All right, do you want to hear what I really think
Um,
could be candidate for greatest movie of all time? It's subjective, but it would be like in my top 3 choices of all time.
Sure.
Let's hear it.
The Irishman.
Haven't seen it yet.
A top 3 of all time.
All time me. Like it's gonna be in my top favorite, but
I was sitting.
you got to think about the check boxes it checks off.
I was sitting in my little room,
We having a good night.
in my little hut in Central Florida. I was actually doing the laundry. And I was
Did you put
watching
it away and fold it
one
the
of
same day?
the best movies, always do. One of the best movies of all time with 20 minutes left.
What was the movie?
Yeah, well, you didn't tell us.
Hold
earlier.
on.
Okay.
And I get a text message. Well, you're late. Everyone else is here. I'll get
That
back
was
to
two.
that. I'll get back to that in a minute. Robert Redford is about to step to the plate, bleeding internally through his baseball uniform, and he's about to hit the piss out of this baseball.
Angels in the outfield.
First of all, no. Second of all, you're really pressing my buttons. He's the movie guy,
I know.
Robert Redford, The Natural, one of the best movies of all time. And he says Angels in the Outfield.
I know. I know.
I'm
But he had Midsommar, so do we?
I'm foreboding
Listen,
Midsommar is.
that was terrible.
Papillon. We don't talk about Papillon. One of the best cinematography ever.
Why would we talk about that when we have the ice cream bunny right next to you?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
So listen.
I might punch your wife right now.
Poor Chris. Bill, what are your top 3 movies of all time?
Top 3 movies of all. That's very bad. I don't have. I couldn't name a top 3 of all time.
Blazing Saddles apparently you missed last week.
Well, one of the best movies ever made. Godfather
Godfather.
is up there.
Okay.
Maybe she like The Irishman.
Yeah, but not of all time because it just came. I think it's a
That's
great.
why-
I think it's a great movie.
That's why I kind of was like, okay, so I'm really big on that movie right now, and I think it checks all the boxes. But even I was like, maybe I overstep by saying all time because it's so new. I think it probably will go down as one of the best.
I think it sits right there with anything Pacino and De Niro have done. And,
Yeah.
Like she, oh my god.
But I liked, like I'm a big John Wayne fan, so I'm a Sons of Katie Elder. I'm a big fan of things like that. So
Do you like Good, Bad, and the
Papillon,
Ugly and stuff like that?
Papillon,
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Papillon. Nobody? Dustin Hoffman, Steve McQueen,
I know the movie. I haven't seen it.
trying to get off the prison. The whole.
Wait.
I am surrounded
by idiots.
by. I'm so tired.
Never mind.
Why are these people looking at me?
Which people? Teddy Hart?
First of all, that's not Teddy
Oh,
Hart.
that's not
You
Teddy
guys
Hart.
are killing me.
Sorry.
I don't know who Robert Redford is. It's not Teddy Hart. Oh, for the love of
That's
Pete.
Davey Boy Smith.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Davey Boy
Bill's gonna have to go
We're looking
get
at a
his
picture,
vitals
and
checked.
it's Natalie
Oh
Neidhart.
my God.
It's Tyson Kidd, and it's
Davey
Davey Boy
Smith.
Smith. Jr.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I just read an article about Teddy Hart. He got arrested again.
cares?
So like
Yeah.
that's what was in my mind.
Who cares?
Bill is so defeated. We got to call Lacey. We broke Bill.
Can we go to commercial?
We don't have commercials.
Jeez.
We don't. How much time do we have? What are we gonna?
Golly.
Yeah, this is great. This is. Hold it up so everybody
You
can see.
came back for this?
I did.
Yeah, we got to teach you the ways, Jesse.
Yeah.
Audio, Jesse.
What does that mean? I don't
20
see.
minutes.
Are we in or are we left?
Left.
Oh, we only have 20 minutes left. We've been
Is that-
talking for 40 minutes.
Okay, I gotta go.
Oh, this is. Listen, we got stuff to talk about.
We got-
No, wait a minute. I can't.
Okay, so for me, favorite movies of all time. All right, my top 3.
I'm gonna have to get my list too here.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't care about your list. We heard you about your list.
Wow.
Midsommar,
Eh.
Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. My opinion means nothing.
You're
Go
right,
ahead.
it means absolutely.
Let's hear yours.
So right, I mean, it's a really toss up. I mean, my number one, my favorite movie is La Bamba. Everything everybody knows that.
Yep.
Okay, I don't care about any.
But, so let me ask you this.
Okay,
When you pick, and I say anybody, so anybody listening to Audio Jesse, same thing. When you pick a movie, do you pick it because you like it, or does it emotionally touch you, or is there something about it that relates to you?
so I mean, there's a very long story.
Yeah, you're afraid of flying.
Yeah, we got that, but there's more to that. I mean, that movie emotionally scarred me, and I love it.
Do you have that tattoo?
Long time ago.
No, I want to get a tattoo. I want to get the flying guitar. I absolutely want to get the flying guitar.
Okay.
But so here's what I want to do. I'll tell you, I have one tattoo. We're gonna go on this, right? I have one tattoo. I want to do more to it. It says Magic Always. I want to do a deck of cards or like 4 aces, but instead of clubs, spades, diamonds, hearts, I want to have individual things that mean something to me. The flying guitar.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, I want to have
Yeah.
a 1 and an asterisk. Okay. I want to have something magical.
A picture of me and Bill would be magic.
I've never told Bill this, but the 4th thing, because it means something to me, is an orange hashtag, and those would be my 4 symbols.
That would be awesome.
Those are my four
That's
symbols.
super.
See, like I dig that. Like that means something.
Yeah, like
Bill,
that.
you have a lot of tattoos.
I have a lot of tattoos.
That was one of the things I want to bring into a segment is your tattoos.
Tattoos.
but-
Okay, so
But let's go back to the favorite
Yeah,
movies
so
first.
La Bamba. La Bamba is one of my favorite
Okay.
movies. Okay, and then I got I have a toss up, right? Excuse me. Number 2 is kind of tough. You got A Few Good Men, My Cousin Vinny. Okay, those are Rounders is another one of my favorite movies. Those are all kind of even there too. But number 3, okay, the number 3 movie for me, just slipped my mind. I was just thinking of the movie and now.
That's my favorite movie.
I
ever.
can't think of what the hell.
Any movie that's reality based on a true story
I remember.
in sports
Oh yeah, Rudy.
has me hooked.
Miracle.
Yeah.
Any Tin Cup, might be one of the worst movies ever
Happy
made.
Gilmore.
No,
That's-
but the things that make a guy that make you want to, like, you sit there and there's something about his story that touches your story.
Look-
How about nobody said Patton? No one
Yeah.
said the Dirty Dozen. I think, I just realized because I'm 20 years older than both of you, so
Yeah.
that's the difference.
How about this? How about a sports movie that has a story, a really good sports movie with a story? How about The Wrestler? What
I
would you-
love that movie.
No, that was too close to home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet, but that was,
For fans like me and Jimmy,
Yeah,
that was
that-
pretty cool.
you know.
It was too like I was like, whoa.
Right. Well, so that emotional reaction you had with that movie, right? You don't mind Too Close to End of Watch.
That's good.
Yeah.
End of Watch. That's my number 3. That's the.
Do you know what my top are? My legit top, like no messing around.
Good.
I can't trust you.
I can't trust him. I'll
Okay.
punch him in the face for you.
Willy Wonka.
Okay. I can
Obsessed with Gene Wilder.
I can get
Okay.
down with that.
Okay.
Back to the Future.
I'm good with that.
Which it's always a toss up between like 1 and 2 because they're both great, but
Yeah.
I consider them both one. But
I consider it a trilogy one movie.
The Hobbit.
Okay.
Never seen it.
Oh, Bill. Pan's Labyrinth.
No, never seen it.
Good bed. Yeah.
Good to bad Yelly.
Yeah.
But The Hobbit's not believable.
What's it's supposed to be? It's a mythological, mystical.
It's like Harry Potter. It's not believable.
Hey.
It's not believable.
Hey.
Does it have to be believable?
I
to be
suspend
in the
reality.
top 5?
I'm not Harry Potter and I suspend reality.
We're not
I'm
talking
not
about
even
you.
here
We're
right
talking
now.
about movies.
Yeah, that's true. I got a DVD.
It's not believable.
I have a DVD. All right. Top movies we did it, right? You want to talk about that too? Right. Well, let's talk
Yeah,
about
because Bill has a lot of
Bill has a
tattoos.
lot
I
of
don't know
tattoos.
the origins of any of them. I know you got like some tribals, like
I have. So all of them start from like moods I was in. I got my first one. I left college. Was home.
in Jersey.
Tattoos were like the thing if you were like a dude. And I was never like I've never been a follower. But I was like, man, I'd put a tiger on my shoulder. My mother goes, you're not getting tattoos when I was living in this house. I'm like, you're right. I went and got the tattoo. And at the time, my shoulder was like this big. So the tiger's head was that big. And as I grew and got bigger, the tattoo didn't grow with me. So it stayed here. So I had to keep getting a jungle put around the tiger.
That's awesome.
But and it just became, for me, it was a relaxing thing. I'd come home off the road and something happened. I'd be like, man, there's ink in here somewhere. And here was a story. And like this one was a circle.
So that's
But as
like
it
your
goes,
right forearm.
the circle expands.
Circle of Life.
So it opens up, right? So it's mayhem. This is a cross that's gone wrong.
on your left arm.
Yeah. And I have Lacey's name. I have the girls on my legs. And I have this wall
on your right arm.
is for all the guys that have passed.
Wow.
Close buddies of mine. Their initials are in the bricks.
Wrestling or no wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling. And then so it turns into a machine. So in here is the eye of the
Up in your
machine,
right shoulder.
and then it comes into like carburetors and all this stuff.
Nice.
Goes across this side, and then I got a big cross on my back with the Chubba Bubbas on it.
That's awesome. And you have this. on
And
your
then when
leg.
Keri passed, I put the up
balloons
next to her initials. Yeah.
Did you get any like while you were traveling on the road? Like
No.
injuries? Is that a big no-no in wrestling?
You might as well. That's like going to a doctor.
It's like,
Everything I broke, I waited till I got home to fix.
wow.
Surgery's been. No, okay. Surgery messed up. No. Maybe I feel great.
Did you ever worry about getting it like, okay, I want to get this tattoo. What's it going to do to my character now? I feel like it's got to be a concern for
No,
some.
I was always. Well, it's so funny because we're sitting here in the networks on your 95-inch
Right, and we're looking
screen,
And it's just got the home screen.
and so if you go through the network and you see like old Dungeon of Doom, I have one tattoo, the tiger tattoo,
Yeah.
and you don't see any others, and then you fast forward like it's years ago, you go,
Yeah, then they start to multiply.
but you don't ever. It's never was like one big thing. Like nowadays, these kids come in, they got a whole sleeve and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they all got the Rock's tattoo now, from the chest down to all the
Yeah,
way to the
chest
thing.
and arm.
Yeah, but there are certain tattoos in professional wrestling that are iconic.
I got the question mark. I have the question mark. I have TCB for Elvis.
That's awesome.
You know, things like that.
Iconic things. I mean, you look at the Brahma Bull, right?
Yeah.
Iconic tattoo. You look at the heart with the sword stabbed through it. another iconic tattoo. You see these symbols, and they're important to Bill, to to The Rock, to whomever. It's an important thing. Maury, you got a bunch of tattoos. What are your tattoos?
Well, I got the best story though is I got my dad in a lot of trouble with my first tattoo because you got to be 18 to sign off and legally get a tattoo, right? So there's a couple really good shops back home, and I've always wanted a tattoo ever since I seen people with them. I just thought they were cool, and my mom was like, when you turn 18, you can get one. And I'll even pay for it as long as you don't go below the sleeve because, you'll be able to get a job, And so I said, okay, cool. But then, at 16, I'm like, nah, I can't wait. So I strategically planned and waited. My mom went away for a weekend for something. And this is back in, '08. So, iPhone just came out that year. So cell phones weren't, the big cool thing. And I knew my mom wasn't going to have very good signal, if at all. And I knew my dad wouldn't think to check with her. So wait till and my mom's like my dad's pretty chill, and my mom's awesome, but she's like, if she says no, it's double hell no.
So you sneaky Pete'd her.
I said, hey Dad, I want to get a tattoo. He goes, talk to your mother. I said, no, she's away. Let's go get one. He goes, I'll go down with you. We're just gonna look, okay? We're just gonna look. He's like, if you want to go look at tattoos, there's some father-son bonding. I said, okay. So we get there, and he goes, what do you think about getting? I said, we want Italian flags. We're Italian. He goes, I can see that. That's cool. And, I had the money for it. And he goes, he's like, and I found the Italian flag, and we're talking like, I put it on my right arm, which is where I have it. And he's like, cool. He's like, let's go home. I said, well, wait, Dad, let's just get it. He said, talk to your mother. I said, I already talked to her. She said, if you're here with me, she doesn't love the idea, but it can't be below the sleeve, And he goes, all right. He goes, he's like, you got the money for it? I said, yeah, and I think he ended up paying for it anyway. He's like, it's Italian flag, family heritage kind of thing. It's above the sleeve line. So, okay. So he gets it, I get home, and I forget that I got it already, because I'm not used to having one. And my mom comes home and sees it, and she doesn't say anything. And Italian mothers, if they don't say anything,
oh, you're screwed.
You're dead.
I'm surprised you're
Because
sitting
we're all
here.
three times. I know. And she laid into my deck. She knew you couldn't get one on your own. She knew somebody signed.
So you walked away scot-free. Your dad picked up the
he was.
paper.
Oh
you
my
are
gosh.
a terrible human
He
being.
is really making me turn on him.
Yeah, I know, really quickly.
Like he's coming off my Christmas card list.
I know, it's happening. So mine,
Sneaky Pete.
I big time.
my tattoo, I came home one day, I'm like, I want to get a tattoo. And I am a absolute baby when it comes to needles.
The hell you say?
Oh, no. Right. Surprise.
As you're getting flu shots over there.
Right. So I'm like, I want to get a tattoo. So my wife at the time, she's like, well, let's go to the tattoo parlor right now. I'm like, no, I want to plan it out. I want to do something. And she said, no, you're going to go right now and get it. I said, absolutely not. She said, no, you're going to do it because if you don't go right now, you're not going to ever get one. So I went to the tattoo parlor, right? It was in the Altamont Mall. There was a little tattoo shop there. And I go in there and I said, hey, I want to get a tattoo, or at least I'm thinking about it. He said, well, what do you want to get? And I decided I wanted to get the words Magic Always, but in my handwriting, because that's what I sign, right? Kids will come up to me after the show. They want me to sign stuff. I'll sign Magic Always, Jimmy Rook. So I wanted to get Magic Always. It meant something to me for years, right? So he goes, I said, but listen, do me a favor. He traces on my arm, does a thing. I said, I'm having a panic attack now in this chair, okay? Full-blown panic attack.
Did you hear the needle machine run? Or
So I said to him, right, so just the fact I was going to get a tattoo, I was petrified. So I said, listen, do me a favor. I said, can you do a line but no ink in the because what I said, if
Bill,
hang on. I said, no ink, because if I'm too much of a baby that I'm not going to be able to sit through this, I don't want just a random line of ink, right? So the guy takes the tattoo thing, right? He does the line. I said, no, you put the needle in it too. Like you can do it with.
He just run the gun?
Right. Well, that's what I thought. And he said, no, that was with the needle.
Wow.
And this is like an hour and a half. I'm sitting in his chair, freaking out.
This guy must hate you.
Oh, he's like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I don't want to tell you that. So he finally does the line. So that was it. He's like, yeah, are you done? Are you going to grow the F up now and sit down? I said, yeah, actually, I am. You can put the ink in now. So that's why I have Magic Always. But it wasn't bad. was fine, and that's what I do want to do more to it. I've always wanted to do more.
Yeah,
I'm being punked. I'm looking around. I'm looking for the camera. I'm being punked.
Did you ever
Can you, sir? I'd like this giant white orchid on my back.
total back piece down to the butt.
If you could. Trace it with a pencil on my back. Let me get a feel for it that way. Maybe use a butter knife and poke me a few times where, let's see, the flower blooms.
Yeah, I wanted to get it. I want to get more. Like I said, I want to do the deck of cards and really make it special because it's special to me.
Johnny Grunge. We got the crosses. So Conan, Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrero, Bill DeMott, Ted Petty, Johnny Grunge, Roadblock. 2 other guys maybe. We all have the same cross.
Oh wow! Did you get it together?
We all have the same jewelry cross. We got them. The Mexican boys gave us the cross.
Wow.
And then we all got the cross on the back of our necks. We all got the same cross. So as we pass, their names go underneath the cross.
Wow.
So I have Rocco and Teddy. Anyway, Grunge. So anyway, when Grunge was getting it, he lays on his belly, and the guy puts the transparent, puts the thing.
Oh, like the trace.
Yeah, so he puts it on, and now there's the ink of where it's going to be and everything. Right. Grunge is freaking out. The guy pulls it off, and Grunge says, "Let me see where it's going to be." He goes, I didn't feel a thing. This is great. The guy goes, "I didn't do anything." He goes, "Well, let's just leave it like that." We held him down, and while they were tattooing him, we kept giving him pink back. So every time he flinched when the guy hit him, I open-handed him in the fat of the back with no shirt on.
Oh.
So he couldn't tell if it was a tattoo or me beating him with the thing. He got up from the tree. He goes, "That looks beautiful." No,
get back. He's all red.
Get back on the table.
So I got to shift gears from tattoos for just a moment because Bill, you reminded me of something
that I'm being punked.
That I want to talk about, right? So you got tattoos with all those guys. It's great, and it reminded me of your days in Misfits of Action, right? And what I just read and saw online is your cohort, G.I. Bro, made a monumental return to the ring in Texas. And Booker T comes out as G.I. Bro just a couple of days ago.
Was that for his?
His. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because, again, it was, MIA.
It was so funny. He didn't want to, because he had such a monster. His monster push wasn't coming yet, but it was on the verge.
Right.
And Booker is very what's the word? I mean, he's dialed in. He knows where he wants to go. He knew how he wanted to do it, and he felt like the G.I. Bro thing was going to slow him down. But he took it, he took it on like a champ. It wasn't what he wanted to do at the time. And then it was just a quick little handoff. He did it for a little bit, a quick little handoff. We did a couple 6-man tags and things like that, and 8-man tags, and he handed off. And when he was left, and that was how, then I moved up. And it's funny because people look at that stuff and go, it doesn't mean anything. It meant a lot because he was moving on to bigger and better things. Yeah. And then opened the door for us to go, we can either make this or not do anything with it. So I heard that he came out and did it, and I wasn't sure if he did it at a WWE event or he did it at one of his. And good for him. Like, listen.
I would love for him to do it at WWE.
Guy's so freaking entertaining, it doesn't matter.
On commentary, in the room, like the guy just, it's amazing whenever you can check all those boxes.
I remember going, I've watched him and his brother come up from the beginning. Naturally, they came up in Texas. I came up in the Northeast. We met, and I remember watching them. I'd stay for extra shows in Kirk and Hall and watch these 2 young kids, this tag team from Texas who was just starting out in Japan. And I'd been there a while, so I'd stay and watch them work. And geez, look at these 2. And then they turned into the Harlem Heat and WCW, then blew up. But Booker's always had a mindset, and he's made it work for him. And he stuck to his guns, good, bad, or indifferent.
That's great.
But G.I. Bro.
That's great.
I just made a shirt. I have an appearance coming up.
You have an appearance coming up? Oh, you're in New York, right?
I have two appearances. One in March. I don't know if it's going to come off. They're both in New Jersey. The one in April is for the 80s WrestleCon.
Okay.
And it's in Freehold, New Jersey. And like a lot of people, when I go to these things, a lot of people go, I thought you died. Because I don't do so many wrestling things anymore.
Right.
People go, are you still doing it? Yes. So I still do autograph signs. I still do seminars. I still do my boot camps. So the guy said, do me a favor. Do you have any of your old shirts? And I'm sitting there going through it. And I'm like, you know how I feel about old. Old is old. And I have one of each for posterity. What is it called? So we have it for history. Right. But none of them that would fit, like the Misfits ones don't fit. And the sleeves were cut off or something like that. So I just made a shirt the other day. It says established in 1988.
Right.
I list all my wrestling names on the back.
That's awesome.
And on the front, I have the comedy tragedy.
Yeah.
With the Dungeon of Doom on the top and the Misfits in action on the bottom.
You need to sell those.
No.
So you're just going to have one and you're going to wear that?
It's a one and out, and no one's ever going to see it again.
Wow. That's awesome. You didn't make a lot of money off of that.
No.
Listen, I'd buy one.
No.
Maury's salivating right now.
I'll buy the one after you wear it.
Bill, Maury wants to wear the one you're wearing right now.
No. Toughen up. This is it.
Right.
What's funny is, and it's because people ask me too, like, oh, cool, Bill's doing a podcast, and you guys talk about wrestling. I always tell people, like, I don't think there's a bigger wrestling fan than Bill DeMott. Like,
I love wrestling.
Just because, like, you're not, like, on TV right now wrestling.
Yeah. I love
like,
it.
doesn't,
I love it.
I agree.
I stay up with it. I watch it. I get a kick out of it.
Book him.
I get mad at it.
Book him, right.
And then book us to come with him as
do not book. A guy from
Montana?
No. In Canada.
Montreal?
No, I hate Montreal. Manitoba.
That's where the screw job happened.
Manitoba. He said, could you fill in for D'Lo Brown? I said, if D'Lo signed autographs, I will. He goes, oh, you're not wrestling anymore? I said, brother, check the internet. I retired. Probably before you were born.
Would you wrestle again?
No, one more time.
Really?
One more time, gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania.
Okay. But that would be
it. That would be it. There's nothing anyone could ever do or say, we will give you 6 months and give you $6 million. Appreciate the offer.
Let me tell you something, though, Bill. I'm telling you right now.
Gimmick battle royal, I moonsault to the crowd.
I will be
we will be there. Yeah. We will be. Yes, we will be there.
Can we usher you out as like a couple of goons?
You probably be amongst the thousands that will be trying to usher me out. Get him the hell out of here. We thought he was dead.
That would be great.
Oh man. Well, we need to get that gimmick battle royal to happen.
Well, there was it WrestleMania 18?
We need to get the one with Bill DeMott.
One more, no.
Well, it's when he goes in the hall.
That's right. We're gonna be pushing for
that.
No, we're only a couple fans, but we're.
I fully believe, and I say this, you and I talk about this all the time.
Yep.
I'm gonna go 20 years from now when they run out of a lot of names that they can do. Right. I'm gonna go in the celebrity wing because it's tough enough. Yeah. Right?
I'm so open to getting it soon. You have so many changes.
I want to do another Tough Enough. Truth be told, like I'm in that mood again to go at it for 3 months again with a bunch of crazy cats. But that's it. Otherwise, I love wrestling. I love to watch it. I don't speak on it too much. And
Book Bill.
We talk about it a little bit.
Book Bill autograph signings.
No.
And we're gonna do our under 8 minute.
We're not doing it. You guys have listen. Let's tell the truth about this segment. This whole episode. Big deal. Oh, Jimmy's back. He takes away the opening.
Yeah.
You with this build up in front of my daughter about the best movie ever. Audio Jesse sitting here going, I had a coloring book I could have dealt with instead of listening to this crap. And I'm being punked. And your wife peeks around the corner smiling because I'm going through this the whole time. She's over there laughing at me. So I gave my 2 weeks notice. Hashtag I'm over it.
It wasn't accepted.
Bill, where was your hashtag this week?
Yeah, hashtag I'm over it.
Hashtag I'm over it.
Hashtag 2 weeks notice.
Hashtag not accepted.
No, it is accepted.
Yeah, no, Bill.
I'm an independent contractor. No, I'm about to fail the drug test, boys.
You owe us time back.
For 30 days.
You owe us time back.
You were injured for a while, so we're gonna let you. We're gonna have to keep
And my time was doubled the 2 weeks you missed,
Yep.
and then the week you missed.
Yeah, that's.
So you guys owe me 3 weeks. As a matter of fact, this is my last night.
Yeah, you missed a week though, Bill.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, whenever we did it.
No, you guys were text messaging each other. Let's tell Bill it's Wednesday, do it on Tuesday.
Yeah. No. We're gonna extend your contract there.
March 14th, Tip of Cop.
Machine.
Tip of Cop, March 14th.
March 14th at Waterworks, Tip of Cop. That's right. The Out of Control Magic Comedy Dinner Show. Come and support Special Olympics.
Do the whole spiel.
Oh, I don't know if my voice is ready for the whole.
Okay, wait. So stop it right
Bill
now.
can do it really
I don't
good.
care about your show now. I don't care about March 14th. Now we give him the floor. He's been fine. My voice, I'm not too sure.
I have an acute.
Listen, I've coughed all. Listen, you know what?
Can Bill do your thing for you? 'Cause he's really good.
Bill, please, I got to hear this. You know who's good? Yeah, good. Bill is trying to meditate, I think. I'm not sure.
You're good.
I'm working so hard on my cussing.
You did good. You didn't cuss at all, Bill.
I didn't.
Did you just do it so fast that we didn't hear the spiel?
That's how good it is.
You gotta do the laser.
You can sell inside also. You want to get the pizza? I do Mexican. Come see me.
Yeah, Control Magic Company Dinner Show for $29.99. You can join your pizza sandwich. See,
You never messed up before.
No, it eats my throat.
It's
Here we
the
go.
gold.
Out of Control Magic Company Dinner Show for $29.99. You can join your pizza salad, soda, water, beer, dessert, and a little bit of laughs, a little bit of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Magic Wrestling Podcast
ladies and
this
gentlemen.
week.
No.
That's
No.
it. We are here, and you know what? It's so great to be back. I can't wait to see you guys next week.
Hashtag
And
I'm
if you're
done.
not down with that, we got 2 words for you. I'm back.
That was crackly at the end.
That was crackling.